Welcome to Black Steel. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. They said we would never be back. Nick, you would never guess who tried to stop us from being back this week.
Who did, Brett?
My fucking big mouth.
Oh, no.
I nearly got the shit kicked out of me on that street about 3 minutes before you got here.
What?
Yeah, there was a guy pulled up in a VT Commodore P-Plater. It was half on the curb, like pretty much right up the arse on my parking spot, was out of the lines, and I walk out there to get something out of my car, and I'm like, look at this fucking idiot. If I see him, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, and I'm staring at the car, like, aggressively looking at it. And I turn around, and then I was like, man, if I see this guy, I'm going to give him a fucking mouthful. And this guy got behind me goes, you all right? And I was like, oh, yeah, this is his car. Turn around. The world's biggest 18-year-old. I was like, oh, my God. And he goes, you right there, mate? And I said, yeah. No, I hadn't seen a VT in a few years. Yeah, it's a great car. Great car. 95, was it? And then just absolutely bitched out.
It's like in Happy Gilmore where the ball is like, oh my God.
It's one freak of a man. He's still got the nail in his head. You know?
Yeah. I believe this is your ball, Mr. McGavin. Man, that is fucking crazy.
Because you were moments away, so I was like, thank fuck Kappa isn't seeing. When you would have loved it once again. But
yeah.
I was like, fuck. Anyway, have a nice day. Like, get the cloth out of the back of my pocket, just, polish his car as he goes through.
How crazy is it seeing a VT?
Oh,
you don't see him in the city.
I was on the phone to Dad last night, and I was walking somewhere, I can't remember, and I saw an EL XR8. XR6, sorry. And I was like, Dad, you will never believe just what came past. But he's not shocked by it because he sees that all the time.
Yes.
It's so random,
Perth, the home of beautiful cars. All stained with that red dirt.
Oh, yeah. All the drivetrains are fucked.
On the weekend, I got passed by an XC.
Did you?
So fantastic.
Oh, my Lord.
I pointed to it. Yeah. My partner and friend of the podcast, Josh Barnes, was in the car.
Yeah.
I was like, look, an XC.
Was it like a Cobra or anything exciting, or was it just GT?
It was pretty chill.
Nice.
They had the standard hubs on it and everything, like no mags or anything. It was awesome.
Even seeing the shape makes me excited now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, minimum, there's 30 or 40 grand going past you.
Oh.
You'll love this. I didn't get time to take a photo of it, but it was an EA Falcon, and it had it was a wagon, but then they'd cut the top of the wagon off and extended it and made its own out of I'm assuming fiberglass, like a homemade job. And it was like a burnt orange. It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, Nick Kappa would cream his dacks over this.
Kings among men.
Yeah, I know.
Kings among men.
It was in Northcote as well. I was really shocked. I was like, whoa, these bohemian cunts are getting good. So big news, Fink Desert Race was on the weekend. Once again, if you, a lot of our listeners, believe it or not, do not really know much about motorsport, but just love listening to us for some unknown reason.
Yes.
So the Fink Desert Race is a massive desert race. You ride from Alice Springs to Fink, and then the next day, Fink back to Alice, and day one they have a thing called prologue, which means they race around the track to figure out the positions for the next day. We previously, if you haven't listened to this episode, we've had David Walsh on a couple of years ago. He is the king of Fink, and yet again proved his worth on the weekend, going 4 from 4 at Fink. 4 first positions at Fink Desert Race. He fucking did it.
Wow, man. So the first to do it?
I think there's someone else who's up in that same area. I think I've got to be checked. Someone else has a 4 or 5 under their belt. So I won't make any data calls yet, but he's going to be up there with one of the greatest of all times. He could technically be, but I got to check my little data sheets.
Because I saw his Instagram, and I think did last year did he go over to the States? Did he do Baja or something like that? Or
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm having a beer with him this weekend.
My God.
So I don't know if you can see the. I mean, this is a video podcast.
Yes.
I have never been more excited. I was smiling on the couch yesterday, and my missus said, "Are you bullying Nick Kappa in your head, or thinking about a motorbike?" And I said, "A motorbike." That's the only two things that make me smile in this world. But yeah, did the 4. Obviously, Toby took out the trophy trucks. I think Bo Robinson was second, and also in the bikes, David Walsh's cousin got 4th. So. Fucking hell, it's a family full of champions.
And did Walshy do the trophy truck thing as well?
Yeah, he did. So he was riding in truck number 2 for Smooth, and so he was doing the double. So the double is when you do a trophy truck or a buggy or a car. It's called a car category. All the way to Fink, and then you get a helicopter back to the start line and then do the trophy truck or buggy again. So you're technically in 4 races over the weekend. So they got 6 on the first leg to Fink, which is crazy fast.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I didn't see what happened on the Sunday because I was in the middle of podcasting, but they got a DNF, so did not finish.
Ah, man, because as that lady we interviewed was telling us. Danny, she was saying that, trophy trucks, incredibly unreliable. Like, they just fucking blow up all the time. Yeah.
But the other thing was I was, like, listening to the commentators, and they were just saying, like, how much just engines blow all the time because you're holding it wide open. In the worst conditions, they're like, man, the guys in the top 5 are okay because they got clean air.
Yeah.
But the engine's down at 100. They're just fucking sucking it in. Apparently, even at the fuel stops, they're opening the air filter and they're taking socks off just to keep it going. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
You don't see any footage of it. So I'm like, how the fuck do they get these you know what I mean? Us fumbling around, you know what I mean? I've lost a screw, you know what I mean?
Brett, I reckon we've got to enter the first electric trophy truck in there.
Really?
No air filter, nothing.
No air filter.
Just fucking going for it.
Man, I don't...
Just 4 engines, 1 on each wheel, just power to the ground, baby.
Everyone already thinks we're fucking dorks, but if we rock up to the Fink with an electric car, we'll get bashed.
Yeah, I'm going to jack up a Tesla.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah. I reckon
just put it in on the navigation to Fink. Navigate away, guys. You know, autopilot all the way there. But yeah, hectic race weekend. But I had to do. It was quite a fucking opposite of the worlds. I was watching the Fink Desert race, but then obviously, I got a partner. I can't sit there for 6 hours. Watching motorsport. So I was like, we'll go get a coffee and we'll go for a little walk for an hour between bikes and cars. And she ended up taking me to I think you used to deliver vegetables for them in Northcote.
Oh, right. Oh, Ceres. Yeah.
Which is the most hippie place I've ever fucking been to in my life.
Yeah.
And there's all these people with ukuleles ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my God.
I was like, and I still had my fucking Penrite hat on. I was not fitting in. And we got to get the fuck out of here. And then we went for a walk, and I was like, we're missing the race. I need to get fucking home. And I literally got home and then just started to see him coming across the line. So,
oh man, that's great. Well, it looks, and our mate fucking Matty Mac, he looks like he had a good one as well.
Yeah, they've got a new if you're a fan of the XR600, they've got a new little group going. It's called the Desert Dads.
Yeah,
there's 3 of them on the XR600.
Fucking wild.
And all 3. I don't know what their final results were. I think Matty Mac on day 1 got 147, which is fucking pretty good.
It's really good.
It's really good on an XR. I mean, obviously though, those bikes are, they've got a.
Can they do it on an XT though?
That is the question. Well, their bike is jacked. I don't know if the real tree is doing it on a stock standard DR or an XT. There was a guy with a DRZ on there, and they go up and interview him. They go, mate, you got the big tank on, because he had the full Safari tank on. Yeah. He goes, yeah, mate, 25 litres, won't need a stop. And the guys in the booth are like, oh my God, that is so much weight to be carrying around.
Yeah, fuck.
He didn't give a fuck. He's not gunning for number 1. Yeah. He was just there to finish,
Yeah, for sure. That is fantastic. Well, man, the listener and good friend of ours, Adam Wood, sent me something that I would like to go to next year, and he said he would like to go to. It's this thing called the Classic Weekend.
Oh.
Right? The Conondale Classic Weekend. And it's in Kenilworth in Queensland. All pre-95 motocross bikes. Go on a race. Yeah. A yearly race. Man, that'd be sick, huh?
I think that's a great idea, because I think this is a good flat stick thing that Drunken Brett, I think you know the guys from Open Road Rallies, do you?
Open road rallies. Yeah, I don't know them, no. But the lady said that she would like to do an interview sometimes.
Right, because I drunkenly messaged that page saying, man, if you ever need 2 comedians to come up, a bit of entertainment and do some video stuff and, give us free tickets to race, we're around. She goes, yep, sounds good. What do you want to do when you're up there? So we could be going to Open Roads Rally next year.
Oh, yeah.
I think we just got to keep drunk messaging all these cool pages.
I think there's one in October or something.
Yeah, they're doing for the first time, they're doing a little mini desert one in Victoria. I haven't looked at the page. But I wouldn't mind having a go with the old boys because Miles Davis does a training course during the day.
Yeah,
and then the next day after that you can race. So I was like, I can't wait to get 900th out of 400. But who gives a fuck? As long as you're having a fun time,
mate. Yeah, I went to the Yuyangs on the weekend. Went for a hike. And I thought, I probably should have bought the mountain bike up here.
Man, Yuyangs has got some good mountain bike tracks.
Yeah, so I went up. I checked out the tracks. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, but I think they have a shuttle there because the ride up looked brutal.
Yeah, that's near where we filmed all the Brea and all that shit at the Yuyangs. Yeah. We're on the next lot to that. And the hills, they're fucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's mountain bike territory for all us fans.
But it looked like a lot of fun. There was some crazy shit there that was crazy, but then it looked like it had a really good flow track through the scrub there.
Yeah. My mate Mitchie, who's done some videos for us, was saying they have a really good ride day there, and it's like $10. And you get as many ups and downs as you want. It's just apparently some bogan do, and he puts on a sausage sizzle at lunchtime for you.
Oh, wow.
So $10 as much times as you want to go up and down and you get a free hot dog. I was like, fuck yeah.
I'm in.
I'm just there for the hot dog.
I'm there.
I'm not going to ride. Fuck that.
Yeah, man. It was beautiful. It was so nice. And then didn't do much on the weekend.
No.
It's weird when you do comedy to have a chill weekend.
Dude, I had the same. I didn't do a gig. I haven't done a gig.
I felt weird. I still did gigs, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done a gig. And I just had like nights at home. I'm like, I feel lost. I'm not used to being at home on the couch with my girlfriend watching a TV.
Yeah.
We were watching like MILF Manor or some shit. I was what the
MILF
fuck
Manor
is wrong with
sick.
my life? But she told me, and I said, babe, she told me one night what it is. I said, babe, let's never talk about this again. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
This is how stupid it is. And there was one episode on, I sat down, I was eating, and I was like, all right, I've watched a couple of episodes. It's pretty funny.
That's the one where they get a bunch of MILFs in.
Yeah.
And they got to seduce the boys, but then you find out the boys are all their sons, right?
Yeah. So, all MILFs. And then they're like thinking they're getting all these hot dudes, and they look around, and like one of them's their son, and the son's trying to fuck another MILF. But on one of the episodes, the son goes to bed. The MILF, his mum, comes back with another young guy, and she's like, get out, because they're trying to bang. And he's like, fucking, what are you doing, mum?
Oh, my God.
Man, it is so fucking
Oh, my God,
cruel.
that is scary.
Yeah. And then all the challenges are like, one of the challenges that all the dudes had their shirts off and the mums had to go around blindfolded and guess their son.
Oh, my God.
And one of them's like, I hope this is my son. You're like, what? I don't know, man. It's fucked.
I don't know. When you hear about stuff like that, you're like, maybe there should be more terrorism.
Yeah.
Like...
Bring 9/11 back.
Yeah, maybe we
Man, we shouldn't have killed Osama. Say what you want. Bring him back.
Yeah, man, that's wild as hell. I haven't been able to get out on the MTB lately, but I'm itching, man. I'm itching.
I've got so much rust in my chain, I can't even talk about it.
Can't even talk about it, man.
But I've got a gig in Wagga Wagga, and
oh yeah, what date is that?
That's in like 3 weeks from now. Ooh. So I don't know if if your bike. I don't know
because I could possibly ride to Wagga and then ride back. Anyway, you got to let me know the date.
I'll let you know the dates, but Dad's, my fucking pain in the ass. Dad got me a GPS phone thing.
Oh yeah.
So I can message us.
So what does that do?
Well, it's actually pretty cool. So if you go like navigating in the forest, it will take you back to where you started, no matter what. So it's just automatically doing that, and then but you get like 10 messages. So if I'm in the forest and like in the middle of nowhere, I can message my girlfriend and say, hey, all good, just got no reception, and they can see where you are.
But
it's like, and I was like, but then I was like, should I get the model up with the map? But then I was like, the iPhone maps, the GPS maps, they're fucking great.
Yeah.
Don't need it. So I was like, I'll get the $500 one so Dad just shuts the fuck up about me riding by myself in the forest. And he still won't. But I said, look, I got it. And he goes, does that mean you're going for a solo ride soon? I went, yes. I'm driving to Wagga, baby. But no one, I've got to put up on the page, I need a fucked way to get to Wagga Wagga.
Yeah, now this is scary, Brett. This is scary. It's what I encountered last time.
Is no good ways?
Way. Well, no, you could probably find a good way, like a good dirt track way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the good ways on the tar around Warburton and all those places.
Around Warburton?
Yeah. You know, they'll be snowy.
Oh.
You know, and the road will be icy.
Oh, it'll be icy, you reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon it's going to be too fucked?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I was thinking leaving Melbourne and kind of hooking around to Wagga Wagga so you kind of get all that mountain area.
Oh, that could be good, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you just touch on the mountains and you go back down.
The scary thing is, man, is when I was looking to go last time, you can take 3 days to get to fucking Jindabyne. You know what I mean? Like you can really, like, it's so cool. Like you can really go nuts there.
Man, that whole area, I mean, I've just put up some footage of today of us on the ride, or me on the ride, sorry, to Canberra. But that Jindabyne area is fucking stunning. Oh. You could just keep riding around every single road and not have a bad day.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I fucking love that
I'm
area.
keen. I got to get my bike back. Hopefully the caliper will arrive this week.
So it hasn't arrived yet?
No, it hasn't arrived yet. The guy wrote me a text message going, hey, mate, when are you going to pick up your fucking bike?
Is he over it, is he?
No, he's not over it. He's just like, the caliper hasn't arrived, and I sent him the invoice and said, hey, mate, no, it's good. It's coming. Look.
I swear to God.
It's shipped, brother.
He's like, I should have just let this cunt drive off with no fucking brakes.
I feel like I don't have a motorbike anymore, you know? Like, so when I get it back, I'll be so relieved.
You feel like you're one of those norms?
Oh, man, yeah. And now I see all these good motorbikes on Marketplace, and I'm like, fuck. Anyway.
I saw a DR for sale the other week, and I was like, we got a Kappa. You should have got a fucking DR.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting one, actually, but maybe I'll wait till the new one comes out. Or I think I'm going to get a 450. 450 and a motorbike rack for the back.
So you're not going to ride on the road?
No, I will ride on the road, but just not long distances.
Long distances.
Yeah. Maybe we should get a flat stick trailer. I was trying to think of stuff we could get to just transport stuff. What if we get a van? We buy a van, we go halves in a van, and we just take turns.
Well, my idea was...
Because you always want to get a van.
I want to get a van anyway.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to move out an hour out. And once I move an hour out, I can have a trailer.
Ah, yes.
So then flat stick trailer, because the trailer's about $2,000. Towable to van, sleep in the van. We don't have to worry about motels and shit. 2 bikes on the back.
You're still going to stay in a hotel?
No. I do like hotels, though. Oh, yeah. Also, God, how rich is Brett? He loves staying in a $90 motel. I do. You know, when I deck out a van, it'll be good.
Yeah,
it's going to have all the creature comforts. I have a little stove, little beer fridge. But I do like a hotel. You've got me there.
I do like a grubby hotel. It's so good.
Oh, man. A little peephole. You get sucked off
man.
in. It's great. I'm about to do all these regional New South Wales towns like Tamworth and all that shit that we kind of ride around for 2 weeks. And we're staying in all these shitty motels, and I'm excited.
Oh, man, I love it.
Some of them are too expensive. I'm like, no, go to this one.
All of this stuff comes at the wrong time in your life.
Yeah.
Like when you and I were broke years ago, or we're still broke now, but not as broke, we would die for a fucking free beer and a place to stay or whatever. But now I'm like, I would have loved to have stayed in a hotel and shit. But now you do all these gigs and they put you in a hotel and shit.
Doesn't mean anything anymore.
It doesn't mean anything. You're just like, I can't wait to be home. You know?
Yeah. You're finally on the road, traveling every night.
Yeah, living the dream.
For the next 3 weeks, I'm playing theatres and you know what I mean, getting flown around and fucking someone opens a fucking door for you, a baby pretty much. And I'm like, I just want to be at home.
and you're like, you know, you got a lady with 2 cats. And then years ago, we were in share houses that were so shit you wanted to get out of them.
And I hated cats.
Yes.
And here we are now.
Oh, Brett.
We just got to quickly talk about before we wrap it up. This a comedy series. If you guys aren't on board, you've got to get on board. It's probably one of the funniest sketch shows I've fucking ever seen. What is it called?
I think you should leave.
I think you should leave. Fuck. If you guys haven't got onto that yet,
so good.
Please fucking do. Man, I thought sketch comedy in my head. I was like, nah, sketch comedy's fucking dead. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? But I just hadn't seen it done great in a while. And I was like, this is the best shit I've ever seen.
Man, it's so good. That guy rules.
The guy, the one where he's like, beep, beep, like honking at him all the time. And then he's following him around for days. And it's because he's got the bumper sticker that says honk if you're horny. Have you seen that?
Man.
And he's got all the, oh man, there's so many fucking, I watched 3 seasons in one day. I fucking love that guy's face. And if you don't know who it is, he's on TikTok at the moment. All these fucking, you sure about that? You sure about that? I fucking love that guy.
Man, I tell you what I also watched on the weekend. One of the greatest action movies, IP Man. Have you seen that?
I have not seen IP Man.
Yeah.
Ip Man?
Yeah.
I think I have seen Ip Man. What is it about?
It's fucking ancient China.
Oh, yeah?
And when the Japanese take over this town and then there's like the one master, Ip Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking rules.
And has it got
on Netflix.
Shit sound effects and stuff?
It's got, man, the action scenes are flawless.
Really?
Like, he's the guy. So Ip Man is the guy that's the bad guy in the new John Wick.
Oh,
the guy with the sunglasses.
Yeah. He's super fucking famous in the stunt world and shit, isn't he? Yeah,
man.
He's the dude.
Incredible.
Yeah, right.
And apparently, I spoke to Rohan Ganchu. We always talk about fucked foreign films together.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are the other Ip Mans like? And he goes, man, they're all just as good.
Really?
So I've got 4 Ip Man films to get through. And I got a whole jar of gummies.
Kappa bought us some gummies and they are life-changing. And our great friend and photographer, who were unnamed, you gave him some.
Yeah.
And I messaged him today because about work or some shit. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, watch those gummies, mate. They're fucking violent. Because if I want to go out and, function, I'll have like an eighth. Or a quarter.
Yeah.
Half of them at home. And then he's like, yeah, I had a half and went straight to bed. But wait, man, you watched Ip Man. Yeah, I walked down memory path last weekend. I watched Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It does not hold.
Oh, it does not hold up.
No.
Oh, really?
There's like the opening scene's like Robin Williams doing like an Indian person's accent, screaming at someone, and you're like,
yes.
oh, okay, yeah, cool. It's still funny as fuck.
First day as a woman, I've already got hot flashes.
Yeah. There's so many fucking bangers in there, and it's still funny as piss. But a few of those like things, you're like, he's like, I don't know. He gets kicked out of a place because it turns out he's a guy in a girl's thing. They're like, that is disgusting. Imagine that,
Yeah.
But it was still fucking piss funny. Like most of the time, I loved it.
Man, the good old days where a man could dress as a woman, and then that was funny. What the fuck? What the hell? I know, it was so funny. Like, you obviously, times change.
But it's so weird to be in that pitch meeting and been like, all right, it's Robin Williams, right? And get this. He's kicked out of the house. He can't look after his kids, but he loves his kids. How does he do it? He becomes Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, man. It was
the 90s ruled.
Oh, it was so funny. Years ago when I went to Bolivia, they always had street performers there.
Yeah.
And it was always like comedy street performance. But every street performance had the same theme. It was always that the guy had a big dick or he was dressed as a woman.
And as far as I know, that is comedy.
It's like, with a wig.
Oh, yeah.
Or he did this other thing where he's like drying himself. And then he would dry his legs, dry his arms, and then make believe dry his dick. But he was like,
Oh,
he
third
would just
leg?
extend it out, like really long, and I was like, man, this is classic, and that was formative to my comedy career.
Yeah, it's all about having a big dick.
It's having a big.
Oh, man. Fucking rules.
Yeah, but guys, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. Exciting news to maybe two of you who have DM'd us about this. We're finally going to jump on Patreon. We know we've got some hardcore listeners. Not a lot of them, but the ones that listen are hardcore. So what we're going to do as a bonus thing for Patreon, we're going to go to different bars, review different beers, and also you guys send us in stories. We're going to read them out at pubs. So just to keep it easy, a little bit extra bonus content, maybe like extra. 10 to 15 minutes, an extra week or something like that. Or if you can't be fucked listening to that, there's a $5 option for that, or there's going to be a $1 option, which means if you don't really, you love the pod, you don't have a lot of scratch, but you still want to kick in, $1 a month. Doesn't mean a lot, but it's enough. If we keep ticking over, every time this kitty's not going to us or paying our rent, it just goes to Motorbike Adventures, which is the most important thing in the world. So the more you donate, the more we're on the road. And an update for the Border Bunch. I know I'm getting a lot of messages about it. Nick is in the editing suite this week. We found a new editor. He is killing it. Nick's going to spend a whole week with him. We're hoping to be in the next 2 or 3 weeks, be done with it.
Oh, I can't wait to be done.
I can't be waiting because we got the Tasmanian one to come. We've got there's so much behind it slowing us down. Thank you for waiting for us. Thank you for the support. Jump on Patreon. And until next time, guys, keep it flat, shtick, and